Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So we are slowly creeping into the fall time, and that is when my soul fully awakens. I love me some good old dark makeup, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I am here today to show you guys my
eyeshadow collection.
I'm not gonna be showing you like where I put them. I'm just gonna be like holding up the palettes and talking to you about them. I'm gonna have it divided up into two sections. So, well, not two sections, but like two categories, I guess. So the first one is going to be my more affordable palettes, and then the second one is going to be my high-end palettes. I've had more palettes before these, but I've gotten rid of them or just like given them away just because I feel like my taste in makeup is changing, and like, this by no means is like a small collection, but it's definitely small compared to a bunch of other people. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So I guess we'll just get right into it. If you like this video, then go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and then also subscribe. I feel like I was just talking really fast. Okay, so I only have 4 palettes in my more affordable category, and 3 of them are ColourPop. So I'll talk about those after this one. This is the Milani Soft and Sultry palette. There is a video of me using this up on my channel. Basically, I have videos of using all of these on my channel. I really like this palette because it's cool tone. I personally really love cool tone eyeshadows. I love them more than warm tones. Although, like I said, my makeup taste is like changing all the time, so it just depends. But I definitely go back to using cool tone shadows all the time. The shimmers in this row, they're really good, and the mattes are honestly awesome. And then this one is also like a shimmer, but I'd say it's more of like a topper kind of color. If you don't like the cool tone one, they have like a warm tone one with a bunch of reds and oranges and cranberries, and then they have like a bunch of different color schemes, like I said. But I definitely recommend these shadows if you're looking for a good drugstore palette. This is the only drugstore palette that I have. Like, you can go into the store and actually buy it. I suggest buying it in the store just because chances are they're a little bit cheaper than what they would be online. So I got this at Walmart for like 14 something, but on their website these palettes are listed as 20 bucks, and then you probably have to pay shipping and everything like that. So if you're interested in using these eyeshadows, then I totally recommend it. Also, while I'm here, and I guess I could just get this out of the way, I own the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I love this palette. I always go back to it, to be honest, for the black eyeshadow because it's just so good. We all know what this looks like. This has been around forever. But basically, if you don't want to spend the money for this, or you just don't want to use Kat Von D stuff, then I definitely recommend this because the shadows are more or less very similar, and like the setup of it, I'd say, is pretty similar too, but you get shimmers in this eyeshadow, so I feel like this is a lot more realistic for like the everyday person if they want to mess around with some shimmer. Matte shadows are really good. You just have to kind of work with them a little bit because these shadows are really pigmented, and so you might have trouble blending them if you're not really used to this formula. These are very interchangeable, so I'd say if you're looking for good cool tone palettes, check these out, especially this one, just because it's a lot more affordable. Next are my ColourPop palettes. I only have 3, like I said. I have the Zodiac palette in collaboration with Kathleen Lights from ColourPop. This is what the palette looks like. Well, really like this because they're all in the order of the Zodiac. So you have the Aries, the Taurus, the Gemini, the Cancer, the Leo, the Virgo, the Libra, the Scorpio, the Sagittarius, the Capricorn, the Aquarius, and the Pisces. I'm an Aries, so this would be like my color. I actually did a look using this color, and Kathleen Lights retweeted it on Twitter, and that kind of blew up, and that was so exciting for me. I was like, whoa. That was just so cool to me, and like, I'm a big fan of Kathleen, so.
Anyway.
I like the way that this palette is set up because you have your transition shades here. You have like a sparkly black, and then you have like your pops of oranges and golds, and then you have like nice lid colors here, and then you have like some deeper shades to do smokier looks, and then you have your pops of blue, and then you have your pops of blue, and then you have your pops of blue. Before, when like this originally came out, I was like, I don't really care for that. I'll probably never get it, but lo and behold, here I am with it. And that's because I was really looking at it and I thought this would be perfect for the fall without it being traditionally very warm toned. I feel like you have a nice array of cool to warm tones, and you have a nice mirror too. And the packaging is so nice and sleek, and honestly it has like a little weight to it, which I was surprised. This feels like kind of luxurious. Not luxurious, but like luxurious. So next are my two 9-pan palettes, again both by ColourPop. This is the Ooh La La, and then this is the Main Squeeze. ColourPop has a bunch of 9-pan monochromatic palettes, basically all like with the same, like different like color schemes, but like within the same tones, I guess. So as you can see, the Main Squeeze is more red, and then this one is more pink. I really am gravitated towards these eyeshadows. Like, I actually use this a lot. I just like the way, again, this is set up. You have your softer colors here, and then you have like your pop of purple, your pop of like really, like this is like a cool tone hot pink, and it's like a satin, and this is like a matte hot pink. Then this is like a really cool topper shade with like blue and purple glitter. Then Main Squeeze has like all the hot reds, and it has like the shimmers down here. I think this palette will be perfect for fall, at least for me. I know this came out during the summer in their summer collection, but I just feel like I'll get more use out of this coming up in the fall. If you haven't tried ColourPop eyeshadows, I highly recommend it. Okay, so that's it for my affordable palettes. Like I said, I've had other palettes before in the past, but I've just gotten rid of them or given them away. Now it's on to the high-end palettes. I already mentioned the Kat Von D Shed and Light. I don't think I'll ever get rid of this. It's just so good, and I have a dent like in the black just because it's so good. I don't know if you can see that. So this is the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions palette. This is one of her small palettes, and it's the all purple one. I actually really like this. I just wish there were more matte shades in there, and I feel like this is the only purple that doesn't really make sense within the palette, just because all of the other purples are like pinky purple, and this one is very cool tone, so it doesn't really match with either of these, like either of these crease shades, and even this color too. It's more of like a warm purple shade. This color here, I don't want to swatch it because I don't have anything like near me to like wipe off my hands, but that middle shade, oof, it's so good. And honestly, the shimmers in here are really good too. This was $27. I don't know why I bought this. I must have had extra money, but probably not, because I'm terrible at saving money. Do I regret buying this? No, because it's really good and it's really pretty. I think I'll get more use out of this in the coming season, like in fall, just because I'm like kind of dying to use this shade on my eyes, and like this one too. $27 is a lot for this tiny palette. Let me show you this compared to the ColourPop palette. It's significantly smaller. So the next palette that I have is the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes. This is probably like my favorite packaging out of all of my palettes, just because it has like this really pretty mirror. It's just really sturdy. I haven't used this in a while, but these shadows are so nice and soft. They blend really well on the eyes. I personally only keep it just because of the peachy tones. I don't have a palette with these exact tones. Like, I'll show you it compared to the ColourPop Main Squeeze palette. Like, kind of similar, maybe this shade and this shade. But other than that, they're really not that similar, and I really don't have any other palettes that match these tones, like I said. So, but when I got it, I really used it a lot. These are good eyeshadows, and I like the fact that they're all matte too. I realized that somewhere along the line, I gravitated a lot towards matte eyeshadows instead of palettes with a lot of shimmery shades in it, just because I have a lot of extra skin on my eye, and I feel like shimmer doesn't always look so good on my eyes. So I don't know, I just like matte eyeshadows for like everyday wear and everything like that. And it smells really good. It smells like peaches and figs, but it's not like a super strong smell. So this palette is my most expensive palette that I own, and I will never get rid of it. This is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. Out of the entire time I've been on YouTube, like been doing YouTube videos on my channel, I have not used this once, and I feel like I'm gonna use it soon, because honestly, every time I look at it, I'm just like, wow, that is the prettiest thing ever. It comes with a brush here. I actually really like the brush. It comes with like a small tapered side, and then the other side is just like more of a fluffy flat brush almost. I remember when this first came out and people were saying that the shadows weren't too good, and I was like, where? Because they perform really, really well. I know with some eyeshadows you have to dig into them a little bit in order for them to work really, really good. I didn't really have that problem with this. They've always worked really good since I got the palette. Out of all the palettes that I have, this is probably the warmest eyeshadow palette. It's not like super bright red or anything like that. If anything, the colors are kind of muted but still very rich, if that makes sense. But I will definitely do a look with this soon because it's so pretty now that I like see it like on camera. It's very pretty. So the last palette that I have that I'm going to be talking about is my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. You guys have seen me use this all the time. I have a playlist of me using the eyeshadows in this palette. This palette is so good. I'm pretty sure I said it in a different video, but she should have just stopped at this palette while she was ahead. These are easily some of the best performing eyeshadows that I have in my collection. These eyeshadows perform a lot better than the matte ones in here. These still perform a lot better than the ColourPop ones, but the ColourPop ones are still really, really good. Do not get me wrong. I don't know. These eyeshadows even perform just the tiniest bit better than the Naked Heat, to be honest. It's a shame that like Jaclyn like got herself into that whole mess with the lipsticks and everything. I really think she should have just stopped at this palette. It's so good. I'll use this all the time. You can see that it's gotten use, and basically I'm never gonna get rid of it. It is what it is. The reason also that I put this in my higher end palettes is because it was like $38. Like her palette is $38. That's a lot. I don't care what anyone says. Morphe ups their prices for no reason than what they actually are. Like, I don't, like, even though these eyeshadows are good, I still don't think going back I would have paid $38 again for this. Like, if I run out of these eyeshadows or like if they just break, I'm probably not gonna buy this palette again, but because I have it, I'm going to keep it and I'm never gonna get rid of it. But I stand by my word that Morphe just, they're not even affordable to me. Like they're totally not. I would much prefer buying from ColourPop over Morphe. Just like price wise, I do not feel like Morphe is affordable in any way. I feel like they're like mid-tier. $38 is a lot for an affordable palette, you know what I'm saying? Even if you do get money off. But like that's just like a whole other like thing that I don't want to get into. But yeah guys, that was all my eyeshadow palettes, and I guess if you were to ask me what my favorite one out of all of these were, I guess it just depends. I feel like I have a really good range of different colors in my collection. I have just enough to where I want to play with color, and then I have just enough to where I want to do like more wearable everyday looks. So I guess I don't really have a favorite. If you like this video, then go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like. If you made it this far in the video, then comment your favorite eyeshadow palette that you own. I can't really answer that, but I feel like you guys have your favorites. So go ahead and let me know in the comments. Hope you guys have a great day, better than mine because it's raining outside. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.